Man, our cue makers have been sending us some excellent player packages, all prepped with high performance shafts and extensions here and there. It's always great when the cue maker thinks out of the box and does a little bit of something extra just so that whoever gets their product, like in this case, doesn't have to worry about getting an extension because it's already done. There you go, 8-inch extension. This is a Shon Hardin custom cue. Shon is a good friend of ours. We've been doing business with Shon for a long time, and we've known Shon even longer than he's been making cues. Shon is a very good pool player, notably. He knows how to make a cue play good. He knows how it's supposed to hit. And this cue right here is an official online special. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it in just a moment, but this player setup right here, including that Kielwood shaft and the maple shaft, is also low deflection, by the way. He lowers the weight of the front end of the shaft on both of these so that you get that really nice natural feel of the wood, but it does do a good job at lowering the deflection. But this package here with the high performance shafts, the extension, everything included, would normally be well over the $2,000 range, actually in the low, even to mid 2000s. And Shon is one of these guys that I really give a lot of credit to. I'm fortunate to work with several cue makers that don't overprice their cues. You know, the cue prices have continued to go up and up and up. And you know what? Most of these guys that put in the work that they do, and they do good work, rightfully so, they should get compensated for all the time and the effort and the really good woods, okay? So let's give credit where credit is due. But Shon is one of these guys, I've had several conversations with him. He truly wants his cues to get in the hands of everybody that really desires to play with one, so he keeps them affordable. You really get a lot of bang for your buck with the Shon Hardin cue. Now, without further ado, not only is this an online special, and I think this is one of the best deals you're going to find anywhere online under $2,000. This is a really, really good opportunity right here. Okay, what you have, first of all, I'm going to show you how nice this point work is, and let's see if somebody hasn't read the posting. Can you guess who made this blank? I would not have been able to guess. I have not seen this gentleman's work up close. You know what? I take that back. Maybe one time before, I know a cue maker that made a cue off of one of his blanks, but I have not sold very many of his cues or blanks. But I'll tell you what, whoever doesn't buy blanks off of this guy is missing out. This full splice Shon Hardin is built off of a Eugene Ivantsov. Eugene Ivantsov. I know that he's overseas, and I've seen his work. He does some just amazing butterfly work. And I'll tell you what, kudos to this guy, because you can see a mile away, this guy has a real talent when it comes to building these blanks. Look at the points on this. And by the way, Shon Hardin doesn't need to buy a blank. Shon does a really good job. He excels at his points. But a lot of these really good cue makers, they like to buy these full splice blanks, okay? Because this is what the guy specializes in. It's a really different tactic, or a really different skill set. Most of you cue makers that follow our page can attest to that. Maybe you can make a comment in there to let people know how different it is in regard to your machinery and the different things that you have to do specifically to make full splice cues. So anyway, Shon Hardin cue made off of a Eugene Ivantsov full splice blank. You've got some really cool flame veneers. Okay, so it looks like he's got black, natural, a little hint of green, orange, and black. So it's almost kind of got that traditional like Zamboni color, but with a flame kind of flare to it, if you will. Points going up, points going down. I did not have a wild clue what this wood was. I always touch base with the cue maker, go over the cues, go over the value, go over the options. And in this case right here, I wouldn't have been able to guess. That is roasted ash on the forearm. The front of the cue right there. Roasted ash, okay? The slick handle and the points, this is another one that I have not seen the likes of before, but you can see how nice it is. Look at the figure in that wood. Any wild guess what that is? It looks like some type of almost like a lace wood or something, but it's not. This is a Merbau. I hope I'm pronouncing that the right way. Merbau. Merbau wood, okay? How about that? Two really cool woods. Got some really nice inlays. The white in the inlays is Juma along with the butt cap. Again, prep for an extension. You got a Juma joint, 3/8-10 modified pin. 60 inch also. That's another reason why this is a killer deal for under $2,000. And you're not going to see that real often. Most of Shon's cues are going to sell higher. Again, he told us, he goes, let's get this thing sold and let's get it sold quick. I just said, yes, sir, let's do it. So 60 inch. Now, you guys know how I feel about these Kielwoods. Look at that. Dark roasted Kielwood. Really nice taper. That is called a G10 ferrule on both of them. And that is a Kamui medium black tip. Shon's got a really good taper. I love when you stroke a ball with his taper. It's a 13 millimeter that feels more like a 12-9, if somebody knows what I'm talking about there, okay? But look at the figure in that wood right there. You've got a lot of growth rings. Just an awesome Kielwood shaft. And Shon's notorious for doing that. I mean, he's always given us great Kielwoods. That's one of them right there. You can see it's got the low deflection. Again, G10 ferrules, Kamui tips, right? 30-inch shaft, 30-inch butt. Again, you have a low deflection maple shaft, also a 30-inch and a 8-inch carbon fiber. 15.3 on the butt weight. How about that for a full splice with that kind of wood? You got the shafts coming in at 3.7 and then 3.5, both 13 millimeter. If you're watching this video, make sure that you check in with us. People have been really good about sending us contacts through the website, and we do appreciate that. And we also appreciate everybody that's been buying our cues basically as quick as we put them up. We can't thank you enough from the bottom of our heart. Thank you for your love, business, and support. Shon Hardin Custom Cue. If you're not familiar with Shon's work, he builds out of Arkansas. Google Shon, S-H-O-N, Hardin, AY magazine. You're going to see an article they wrote about his talents and his abilities in cue making. He's a dandy of a guy, and he always backs up everything that he sells. CrossroadCues.com.